We're going to talk about a topic that's sensitive to people, guys. Twin flames.
Dun, dun, dun.
It's about time we talk about some real serious stuff about this. And I am going to talk from a vein of understanding, processing, as well as, some stuff that other people might not either know or they know and they ain't telling y'all, whatever the case may be. This is my education and my experience. Take the opinion if you want it. If you don't want it, don't take it. I'm just here to hopefully educate you and make you laugh. This young lady has been learning from me for a while now, and she had a twin flame, or what she believes to be a twin flame. And what the first thing I will tell you about the
Still do. He didn't die. You said had. I still have him. He still exists.
Thanks.
No, he didn't die.
When I say had in her case, I'm talking about the relationship she was in. The relationship is in separation in some way. And separation is a 3D concept thing, separated in spirit. It's just more of I'm not dealing with you like that no more right now. Okay? That's what I meant.
Right, but he always exists.
Yeah. So, the first thing I will tell you is somebody else, no matter who they are, astrologer reader, someone who's cognitively gifted, someone who has extrasensory gifts, not a single soul on the planet can tell you whether somebody else is your twin flame.
And if they do, and they genuinely believe in that twin flame journey, either that's not the case, they don't believe in the twin flame journey, or they're a-holes and they're exploiting the pain of said journey for profit, and you want to walk away from that person yesterday.
Right. Because this is not about somebody else telling you what you know. You know what you know. Some things are innate, like breathing and heartbeats. Your soul is your soul. You feel like you have a soul that you incarnated here with. And when I say incarnated, in matter, in this meat suit. And you feel like this person is the yin to your yang. Nobody can tell you that. Nobody can tell you it's not. Nobody can tell you it is. Only you can know that. That's one of the tenets. And that's one of the things that makes it unique. Yeah.
Exactly. Right. I mean, the whole purpose isn't union. It's having faith in yourself and learning to trust yourself. And finding your way back to you. And if you can find your way back to you at a soul level, then you're going to know that that person is that person to you. So why do you need a tarot reader or an astrologer or a medium or whatever
to tell you something that you might know?
The answer is you don't.
And so, secondly, that was the second part. We're going to go to the third part. Third part's going to be tough for some of y'all to hear, so get ready, sisters and brothers. Most of y'all are not twin flames. The majority of the population are not twin flames. As a matter of fact, that dude, that chick is most likely a karmic. Karmics are people who are brought into our life who are also soulmates, who are here to teach us some lessons. And some of those lessons are challenging. A lot of them are. And those are not twins. In a very 3D way, someone who beats your ass mentally, physically, or spiritually constantly is not your twin flame. Here's the thing. Your twin would not intentionally hurt you.
On an ego level, you may think that they are. Mm-hmm. But the difference between pain inflicted by a twin versus pain inflicted by a karmic is a twin may run, but they're doing that because they can't face their own things. And so they run. And it's not like they're oh, I'm going to F your sister before I do this. and blah, blah, blah. And I'm going to tell you that you're fat. And I'm going to tell you that you're worthless. And I'm going to tell you X, Y, and Z. Like, that would be the karmic way of doing it versus like a twin just running away. But like if prior to healing those like egoic, is that a word?
It is. It's a very big word. Proud of you.
You prior to healing like your egoic wounds are going to see somebody else doing what they think is best for them.
Is a personal attack.
And it's not.
Mm-hmm.
And I say this because I did that. So like, let's just get that out there.
Mm-hmm. And she's absolutely correct. If somebody in your life is intentionally hurting you and they've done it over and over again, like they literally knew before they did the thing that they were going to hurt you and they did it anyway, that'd be karmic. And that's not an insult, because we have karmics in our life for a reason, to teach us how to love ourselves better. Either we learn lessons or they're going to keep kicking us in the teeth. And people confuse this with twin flames. Oh, my twin flame did all these things to me because they're my twin flame and I still love them. Because no, you have a trauma bond, honey. And you may need to get some mental health care. Okay? I actually highly recommend it. Get some mental health care. Somebody's hurting you over and over and over again intentionally. Like that is a person who is a narcissist, most likely. Or a person who just gets off on harming and hurting you. Go get some help. Mental health care. And if you have difficulty in your area finding someone to talk to, I highly recommend you go to our Facebook page and make an appointment. Because part of what I do is not just these jokes and throwing these cards and talking to y'all about astrology. Some of what I do is help people find resources for mental health care in their area. And what I like to do for you specifically, if you don't have insurance or some kind of resource to get that, is find those who do it pro bono or those who do it at low cost. Okay? There are people out there who give a damn about your mental health, and you should give a damn about your mental health. Also, your emotional, mental, and physical welfare. Because this twin flame stuff has gotten out of hand in a lot of ways. Some of it's funny, I ain't gonna lie. But it's only funny to me now because like I don't participate. And when I say don't participate, it's I don't participate in 3D. I don't participate down here with all this stuff, the ego stuff that she was talking about. I participate on I'm a unique person on my own and beautiful on my own and all of the things on my own. And I'm pretty good at that. And I like me the way I am without anybody else. And so it's like anybody who's added to my life, who is in my life, is an addition to what I already have. It's like that full cup. Whether you were 29, having your cup full and somebody else giving you their full cup is like a beautiful thing. But if your cup halfway and their cup full, you take it from them, and vice versa. Now, the next thing. For us, like the doctrine, and I don't like doctrine because that tells me rules, child. I'm an Aquarius. But for us, like the common knowledge, I guess, on how many suspected twin flames incarnated to Earth around this time frame to be adults right now to help the collective grow their consciousness, grow in a different form and way of love. From what I understand, that's only about maybe 1.7% of the population. There's 7 billion people, 10 billion people alive right now. And of those 10 billion people, less than 2% are twin flames. So you mean tell me, all y'all out there in an abusive relationship think you twin flames? You are not.
No, and it's... If you are a person that believes that we are souls from somewhere else incarnated here to do certain like earth mission things, like think about, I'm assuming the majority of these viewers are going to be like United States citizens. Like there's an army, there's an Air Force, there's a Coast Guard, there's the Marine Corps, there's the army. Did I?
Yeah, you did.
I'm totally jacking this up. But we all have different jobs. Like we're all here with like different missions. Like there's star seeds, light workers, shadow workers, and we're all from like different like complex places. So we can't all, like, if we all came here doing the same thing, like imagine if there was no army, no air, like everybody was just Coast Guard. Like
a lot of things wouldn't get taken
what
care
are we
of.
gonna, like how are we gonna do things internationally? Like, no, we're all here to like do different things. So it makes sense that we wouldn't all be here on the same exact mission.
Right. The twin flame journey, one of the biggest tenet is self-love. Loving yourself enough not to harm yourself, allow other people to harm you. And that includes your twin, even if it's incidental. Another part of it is to love despite challenges and overcome old indoctrination. That's why a lot of twins, they're two different religions. One's tall and one's super short. One maybe have a disability and one doesn't. One is, the different races and stuff like that. The reason why there's a difference in dynamic in the twins is so that they can embrace the other's differences, learn more about them, so that they can love others more and themselves more, and then teach that to other people. Your job is not just selfish. Some of the things about the twin flame journey I feel that I've experienced through other people is that whole romantic component and the relationship component. And I'm like, some of y'all will know each other for maybe a month and not ever see each other again. That is the truth. They're like, oh, they're going to come back. As soon as you start focusing on yourself, they're going to come back. Honey, listen, that's not what this is about. This is about you understanding some aspects of yourself and teaching others to love in a bigger way than we have been able to equip ourselves with up to now. We ain't the first generation to have twin flames in them, okay? We're just the first generation to have this many, and it's still not that many.
But we're also the first generation to have the technology to like bring it all in. I mean, like, 20 years ago, like there wasn't TikTok, there wasn't YouTube, like for people to start talking about these things. So everyone that like had to go through this journey, they were like, oh man, I feel really intense about this person. I must be crazy. But now that everyone's talking about it, it's like very mainstream. But you have to like really think like, is this what it is? Or like she said, is this like an abusive relationship? And for a lot of people, it is very abusive. And I want to kind of loop around to the beginning of this video for a second in terms of like asking tarot readers or asking astrologers, like, and I see it all the time. I'll read tarot like in a Facebook group and it's like, is he my twin flame? Is he my twin flame? Is she my twin flame? And it's like, honestly, like, if you genuinely care about the twin flame journey, it doesn't matter. It literally doesn't matter if that person is your twin flame, because you need to learn to love everybody equally. So like, let's say I'm a tarot reader. I'm like, yes, that person is your twin. Does that mean you're going to let that person continue to like be abusive to you? And like, let's say I'm a crap tarot reader. I'm like, yes, $20 now, thanks. And you're like, cool, this person is my twin, so I'm gonna let this person continue to emotionally abuse me. Conversely, let's say I say, no, this person is not your twin, and you're like, cool, and you dismiss this person. Well, now I have taken on the karma of you not learning a lesson that you were supposed to learn through said karmic. So we're not doing that. Tarot readers that believe in the twin flame journey, they will not tell you. They're not going to read for you. So that is one thing. But again, it doesn't matter who your twin flame is. It truly doesn't matter, because you need to love her, me, the twin flame, the karmic, the guy checking you out at Target. Like, you need to learn to love everybody equally and set boundaries equally. And, like, excuse people from your life that don't belong there or that make you feel like garbage. So it doesn't even matter who it is. And at the end of the day, like, if that person just like magically shows back up, which sometimes
Yeah, I've seen some clients that it has happened with, and here's the thing. If they show up to your life and they're still the same person that left and you've advanced yourself somehow, and I happen to think that once you grow, they grow kind of thing. But if there's indicators of fuck shit, no, for you. And I'm not telling you what to do. I'm saying like maybe consider no. And that probably will be your for your highest good. Because there is absolutely not a human being alive that is worthy of taking your grace. And when I say grace, if you are a twin and you feel like you are, there's something within you that is so much that's powerful and so much more magic than you could ever imagine. Because even though she said earlier it's accurate, everybody that is alive today have their roles to usher in a new era of humankind and consciousness. The twins are specific. That is all about love and how we love, how we emote our energies in that vein. So if you ain't loving yourself enough to tell somebody to kick fucking rocks when they need to kick fucking rocks, then you ain't doing your job no way. So it don't matter if you're a twin. You're a derelict in your duties. And we all have free will down here. We can choose whatever we want. That's why we give you choices instead of telling you what to do. I can tell you right now, one of my biggest pet peeves when I first started doing my second business with spiritual journeys and tarot and astrology is people constantly asking me for twin flame readings. I'm gonna be honest with you. I was operating on a lot of like irritation at that point. I'm just like, I literally posted like, I refuse to do this. It just feels like an abomination energy to me to do something like that. Because it's like you literally are sitting here asking me something that you should know with your own heart. And I ain't in there. But I could take your money if I was unscrupulous. I could take your money. I can have you sitting here saying, oh girl, this twin flame is blah, 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 blah. Trust me, there's a lot of sister girls that I watched and supported for a long time that I'm like, they're going to get it eventually. They're going to get it eventually. And every now and again, I get personally triggered. And I'm like, you know what? What I learned from that process of trying to support them on their journey until they figure out what they're doing and not doing. And, you know, they know what they were supposed to be doing and not doing sometimes. But whatever, I ain't going to judge. Is that, wait, I'm tough as nails. If I can get triggered, I can only imagine what happens to someone who is emotionally fragile. So for your highest good, if you're in a relationship that is hurting you, leave all this stuff alone and work on you. Seriously, it don't even matter, like she said.
It doesn't matter who they are. And I'll when I do read, I'll tell them we're not doing twins. I'm not doing that. But I'll read on the energy, you know, between you and George, whatever. You know, like, yeah, like, it's fine. Let's see where you guys are today. Like, F it. Like, cool. But this is not a twin flame. I am not a twin flame reader. I am not going to tell you if this person, but I will read on the energy between the two of you. And like 9 out of 10 times, it's very clear. It's like, girl, this is, and it's very commonly, not exclusively that the female is the divine feminine, who's the chaser. Not always exclusive, but more often than not. Like, this is a project. This is not a person. This is a project person. And like 9 out of 10 times, that's usually what it is. It's like, this is...
Yeah, and she just reminded me of my next point that is so crucial. Not enough people talk about it. Some of y'all are not the masculine and some of y'all are not the feminine that you think you are. Some of y'all are in female bodies, and in your counterpart journey, you are the masculine, the other is the feminine.
Look at me segueing you and not even understanding that that's what I was going to do.
You see, like, and so when you're looking at twin flame readings, You think they're reading on y'all's energy and, oh, the masculine or the feminine is coming back. Most of them are taking advantage of some very vulnerable and very fragile females who, again, need mental health care. And so I used to sit there, and I ain't gonna lie, I'm gonna tell on myself right now. I used to sit there and laugh at all of this stuff. I used to find it entertainment. I wasn't laughing at the people. I thought the stuff that was posted and talking about was entertaining. And then stuff in between, sometimes they'll say something that, might strike a chord and help somebody actually level up. So I'm going to support my sisters. But when you're doing stuff, you're doing the most to actually come for somebody. You're coming for the wallet and you don't know what you're talking about. And when I say you don't know what you're talking about, it's saying the masculine's doing this and the feminine's doing that without talking about the fact that you can have a penis and be the feminine. And I'm talking that's energetically. And see, it's the thing, again, if somebody's talking about twin flame journey and they don't know nothing about astrology, and they're talking about masculine and feminine energy, they don't know nothing about astrology, they don't know what the hell they're talking about. And I'm going to tell you that as a fact. Because the energy of masculine and femininity is how your planets line up in astrology. That's where this doctrine comes from. So if you don't know about astrology, you don't know nothing about no twin flame journey. You can be a twin and don't know nothing about it, but you still got to educate yourself. Now, I knew that for a long time. I don't mean I can't be entertained by some of the stuff I see. So I'll use myself as an example because I'm a tough case. I am neither masculine or feminine complete. I am both equally. My chart is built of 5 masculines and 5 feminine. So I can operate out of both. So which one would I be if I'm with my twin in some way? Either or both, depending upon what I need to operate out of. Someone like me, but someone like her, see how pretty she is and how lovely?
Yeah, that is one where
she struggle. Is the masculine in her situation.
But I feel like I exhibit a lot of like DM traits because again, I am like the enlightened one, and he is not. He's not.
We should steer clear from those kind of judgments. Maybe.
There's no.
When it comes to like, she's talking about being understanding spirituality, doing the shadow work, actually learning about the doctrine of it, all those things when she means enlightenment.
Yeah, we're not
shitting on nobody.
Yeah, no, we're
that's another thing. The next point.
The one. We're cool now. Like, I mean, we're about to like have it out a little bit.
Not bad.
So is it cool if I just like quickly like tell a tale?
Go ahead. Okay. By all means.
So he and I started out, I was kind of on the fringes of like separating from my spouse, but we weren't officially, publicly, legally divorced. And so we were going through the divorce and I had to keep this person very on the DL, didn't tell any of my family about this person. So we basically had to like date in the shadows. And that sucked for him. Like it sucked for him. And ultimately, the breakdown of our relationship was very much based on that reality. And he got this like dream job of his and he left. And of course, in my head, I was all, he left me. We had this promise. We had da-da-da-da-da-da. And we started the back and forth game of like, what they do. It's like he would pop up, I would pop up, chase, run, blah, blah, blah. And the current state of affairs is he has this girlfriend. And I'm not entirely sure that he really wants to be there. But he was going to hang out with her this weekend. Or he did. And he's like, hey, I don't want to have any issues. Like, don't message me. And we've been like very like friends, you know. This is like literally the first time ever where I felt comfortable enough to be like, yeah, cool, you know, like honestly, I just like you in my orbit. I don't have any expectations for like marriage or relationship, but like I'd rather have your energy around me in any way that I can get it than not have you be there at all. And I don't convince him, I don't try to tell him to break up with his girlfriend because, you know, he still has a lot of like the things that broke us apart, meaning that he really loves his job and it's out of state and he's not going to change that for me and I'm not going to ask him to change that for him. But you know, this is all to say that like, I'm not trying to like take this woman's boyfriend. But you know, I was talking to him and I was just like, but is this sustainable either? Like, you know, like you didn't like being a secret when you were a secret, and in all honesty, like I don't want to keep repeating mistakes that we've already been through and done. So that when I said like, oh, we're about to have it out, like, you know, we had this quick conversation and like, okay, whatever. I have no idea what happened this weekend. But like, I'm sure we'll have a chat after the fact. And it's like, I told him, hey, if you and your girlfriend, who is totally like, if you guys decide that you get together and like, y'all are physically like, yes, this is the most amazing thing ever. Like, cool. I'm going to go ahead and duck out of here for a second because, you know, like if I'm trying to tell you I'm going to be your friend, I want to be able to like visit you or like talk to you or like call you whenever I want, like not hide. And I'm not going to be like, I don't own you. And a lot of twin flames do have that like, oh, but they're the other half of me. Like,
and first of all, gross.
Gross.
I'm an Aquarius, so some things that are like touchy feeling like, get it off me, it burns.
Right. Like he's currently got a verbal agreement with this other person to be exclusive with her. And it's like, that's fine. I don't care. Like either we're going to be friends or we're not, but there's not going to be any like Heidi friendship. Like,
fuck all that. Like
we're not doing that.
Literally at this particular point, every twin flame should know who their twin is.
Right.
Nobody alive that is actually a twin, and that's less than 2% of the population of the entire world. Anybody who's a twin know who their twin is. You and absolutely know. There's no fuck shit about that. But it doesn't mean that you can still do the stupid shit you've been doing.
And even if they don't know the terminology or they're not comfortable with it. Like, so in the same conversation, he literally was like, yo, you're always in the darkest recesses of my soul.
And also, again,
he's a Virgo. Yeah. They don't talk like that.
As soon as you said it to me, it gave me.
It was just weird.
It was a little jarring for me to hear that, mostly because I'm like, why can't you just talk normal, friend?
Yeah, right.
Just talk normal and say like, this is difficult and complex for me. I don't know why. I do know that I want to be your friend, but at the same time, I don't know why I feel the way I feel, even though I want to get the hell away from here. Mentally, there's a part of me that knows that we are connected, and I can't explain it to myself. That's okay to say out loud without being like, yeah, I must have you or I must possess you.
It was a very strange, and it washed right over me. And 6 months ago, that would not have washed right over me. And it wasn't until later when I was talking to her, like this happened, and I was like, wait a minute. Also, 6 months ago, I would have that kind of rhetoric. I would have written that down and been like, we need to break this down. But I was like,
I don't give a shit.
I don't like it's
not like it wasn't like nonchalant. Pretend nonchalantness is not a good look. It's not cute, and everybody can tell. But she didn't really care on the level of not caring too much about what that process was without being a dick about it. Like he said that, and so it shows me that he's understanding more. But I'm not sitting around and waiting for that. I got other stuff to do. I got my channel to like work on. Mm-hmm. I'm learning more about astrology because this one wants to be the best astrologer in the world. And it's like, I got my new house. I'm not really concerned about
his
process. I'm just glad he has a process now, as opposed to before being completely in denial. And so that happens. But again, I'll tell you. Now, there's some things I'm saying based on opinion, my opinion and my experiences. But this one's like based on the doctrine about it and the scholars who've talked about it. There ain't that many of y'all, and y'all already know who you are. That's it. There's no guessing at this point. People know who they are. The ones who still guessing, is this person my twin flame? Am I a twin? If you still asking that question at this particular point, the answer is absolutely no. Okay? No, you are not a twin. If you still have to ask that question. If you still not sure, and none of this is resonating with your mind and making sense to you, then go ahead with the rest of your life knowing that that's not you and the shoe don't fit for you. But if there is a human being on this planet that you can, know for yourself, that can, in other words, get you in a way that no one else could, but also frustrated you to a point where you grew some, but y'all ain't hurting each other. Y'all just like, all right, vibrating in the same planet, but y'all not hurting each other. That's like some basic stuff right there. But if you sitting here going through cycles still, whether you in union or not, if you in union right now, congratulations. But everybody don't want that. But if you still saying, I can't stand her, I can't stand him.
If you don't totally love that person and are totally fine, like,
you ain't no twin.
Right.
Because if you're still sitting there acting like you don't want that person, you're still living in ego, or acting like that person is not significant to you, then you want to... Wrong. You want to know why? Because the twin at this particular point has had a lot of ascension symptoms, and a lot of upgrades, and a lot of Christ consciousness downloaded into that membrane. Enough to be able to say, I don't need anybody particularly to help me progress or grow, but I don't have to hate that person.
No, not at all.
And so if you haven't figured that part out and you let somebody else telling you that you're supposed to hate him or her or anybody they're attached to, then no, wrong.
Yeah,
it's not like a club that we're just like, this is our clique, you can't come in. I suggest highly you go work on yourself, go get some mental health care, all that stuff. But most importantly, this is about y'all not allowing people to like abuse you and let these tarot readers tell y'all that these are people that are special and God-given, and you gotta let them and allow them to do things to you that, what? You gonna you wouldn't let nobody else do it, why you gonna let them do it? That's just someone taking advantage of someone who has a fragile mind. Like I said before. Absolutely not, ma'am and sirs. Mostly ma'ams. It's mostly these feminines out here who are wounded and looking for somebody to love and to love them that are being taken advantage of. And I'm going to tell you right now, honey, you are worth so much more than that. So much more.
Whether you're a twin or not.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And I mean, to bring it back to what she's saying, like that phrase, like if you love something, let it go. If it returns, it was always yours. And that's, I feel like that's a very, like, I'm sure a twin fucking wrote that.
Probably.
You have to get to a place, when they say surrender, there's this idea of like this twin flame surrender, like really, truly, it's just like, it's literally just like, you know what, I'm just going to love myself, I'm going to love everybody else. Like, if my person... No, I know that's like such a...
I don't like that.
I know, as soon as I said it. But I don't want to say his name on this video, so that's what came out.
If somebody, again, your person, there is no such thing as your person.
I know, but I don't want to say his name on this video, and I hate the terminology twin flame almost as much as I hate person.
Yeah.
But anyways, so if this person comes back this week and it's like, we decided to make it work. Honestly, I'm in a place where I'm like,
okay.
Like, good. I hope she teaches you lots of lessons. And I'm...
That's fine.
Like, this is my house.
A little bit petty.
Stop it.
Okay.
I do. Like, where I know that he's at now. I hope that he does continue to learn lessons.
Yeah. That's
because he's not... You know the things.
Yeah, I know the things.
Yeah, I mean, without going too far, like
we don't want to go make it too personal.
Yeah, there are still lessons to learn, and I hope he because there's not a lot of joy in his personal relationships at this time. So when I said, she
literally
says it
just
sounds,
asked you.
Yeah, it's like it's like, you know, she said, oh, that sounds petty, but like no, genuinely, like I told him, I just want you to be happy. Like if that's with me, great. If it's not.
And do you know what the next level after that one is?
And I meant it.
The next level after this one is not giving a fuck at all. Not that you hate that person, not that you don't hate that person, and literally not giving a fuck if they learned a lesson, not giving a fuck if they're happy, not giving a fuck if they're sad, giving a fuck about you, all of you, and that's it.
But I want everybody to be happy. I don't think I would get there. Mm-hmm. I literally want everybody to be happy. Mm-hmm. And it does matter. Like, even like...
No, I'm saying there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, I'm just saying...
But there must be balance.
I don't think that would be my next phase, though. I think that I am a...
You go ahead and keep believing that. Remember before all the teachers we had before today? How you believe something wholeheartedly? Like, oh, I get what you were saying now. I'm not saying nothing evil. And remember, this is off the cuff right now. We're talking honestly.
But I like wanting him to be happy.
That's nice.
I like that about me.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
I promise you there's nothing wrong with that.
Maybe I'm not at the end of my journey, but like honestly I'm cool with where I'm at.
Yeah, it's not like you don't want to be happy. It's more of like what I was saying before. The fact that you care is like his life is not your life. Your life is your own.
But like even if my high school ex-boyfriend that I haven't talked to in like 10 years was like, hey man, I have cancer, like I would feel bad. Or like, hey, my marriage just broke apart, like I would feel bad.
Absolutely, that's not what I'm saying.
Okay.
I'm saying that his journey is his own. His life is his own. The fact that you even know what you know right now, because not based on intuition, but based on him telling you, is a lot. So until you get to a place of understanding that you taking care of you is also taking care of all the people that you want to be happy. And also there's a thing called balance.
And he's one of them.
That must be balance within this.
And I do feel like there's balance at this time.
We're going to be stubborn. I'm going to cut the end of this video off.
I'm a Taurus.
I understand. Stubborn as hell right now.
I just want everybody to be
Let
happy.
me say words.
Be it the TF or my sister or my daughter.
See, this is why we balance each other out. I'm like, honey, no.
I want everybody to be happy. I'm not going to not care.
No, it's not about the fact that you caring so much. You over exuding your energy. Now, this is how it works.
That's not a twin flame thing. That's a me thing.
Yeah.
But that's not a twin flame journey thing. That's a me thing.
Yeah. Let me finish saying words.
I don't like
so you can get the point. You gonna keep over talking me so you don't learn nothing?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So there must be balance in all things. This one's like everybody should be happy and hug, and I'm like, you know what? That's not what we got. We need to live in reality land. Okay.
I'm a Taurus with 4 Libra points. Venus is my chart ruler. It's one of those rising.
Okay. So the point I'm trying to make, because she's 30. This is how she keeps me from teaching her things sometimes. There must be darkness within the light and light within the darkness. In order for the shadow to actually work and operate as it should, we must understand that some things need separateness and some things need togetherness. Again, there's some balance. There's yin and yang in all things. If you always want everything to be light and fluffy all the time, then there is no balance within you. And when it's time to actually defend yourself, defend your ground, defend your energy, that opens you up for someone to take advantage. And that's exactly the point of what's happened to a lot of these divine feminines out there. Even if you're not a twin, you're still a divine feminine, baby. Don't let nobody tell you different. Even if you operate out of wounding, you are divine feminine. Even if you operate out of pain, you are divine feminine. Even if someone has destroyed you, you are divine masculine. Even if someone told you your tears make you weak, you are divine masculine. You are divine because you exist.
Everybody, yeah, that's not exclusive to the TFs. So,
I hope that we didn't get too crazy with this, y'all.
So, I'm gonna say one last thing, and I'm gonna use this one on mine too. A twin flame coach is a fucking mental health provider. So if they call themselves twin flame coaches, no, call your insurance company and get a referral to a mental health provider. That's a twin flame coach.
Mm-hmm.
Just saying. Also,
love you all, and I hope this has been informative. When I talk to one of my students, and we modeled behavior for you guys and how this goes sometimes. We have differences of opinion and differences of consciousness at different levels, but doesn't mean that you can't still love on each other and also be educating each other all the time. Being that she's a twin, I'm a twin, we're going to love on each other and also educate each other all the time. We have a yin-yang dynamic with ourselves, and we were just talking about it.
She barely calls me stupid ever.
You know what? and I think there's no accident that the universe decided that she should be my friend and I should be hers. A lot of the twins find each other because we're going to need to support each other and have each other's back through this difficult time, because your main job, like I said before, is to love yourself and show others how to love themselves and each other better or different than we have been doing it.
Yeah,
that's it.
Same, yeah.
That was the journey. That's the thing that the journey is about.
Yes,
it is love.
love.
It's love, but it's not what you've been told so far. Hopefully this has been educational and not chaotic, but again, I'm an Aquarius, so this is like modality. This modality is fine for me. And you are loved. Bye.
I love you.